Active Directory Trust. It is a method that allows users of one domain to access the resources of another domain. So guys, let us say this ms.com is having one printer and mcsc.ms.com user wants to print from here. So to use the resources of other domain, these two domains should have the trust relationship. If they don't have trust, the resources of one domain can't be accessed by the other users. Okay, so it is a method that allows users of one domain to access the resources of other domain. And let us say this ms.com is having one computer and the user from, let us say the user is m1 @ mcsc.ms.com. He can log on to this computer, okay, by entering this username m1 @ mcsc.ms.com. Okay, he is allowed to access this computer from the different domains. So to access the resources, they should have the trust. These two domains should have the trust relationship, then only they can access. So if one domain wants to communicate with the other domain, there should be a trust relationship between them. So some trusts are created automatically. So some trust like parent and child domain. This is the parent domain. This is the child domain. So this trust is created automatically. In real example also, the father and son, you can say they trust each other. Okay, trust is created automatically. So the same way in domains also, parent and child, the trust is created automatically. And forest root domain and tree. So this is the forest root domain and this is the tree root domain. So here also the trust will be created automatically because they are the part of same domain. So the trust will be created automatically. The same way in your family members, so you will have the trust. Okay, and some trusts are created manually. So some trust, they are not created automatically. Like we have forest one and forest two. In our forest one, we have ms.com, mcsc.ms.com, mysql.com, sys.mysql.com is there. In forest two, we have different domain like ibm.com, sys.ibm.com. They are different families, so they don't trust automatically. So we need to make the trust between these two forests manually. Okay, some trusts are created manually. Trust between two forests. So we have two forests and we need to make the trust manually here. This is the manual trust. And trust relationships are created between old domain, old environment with new environment. Let us say this is the old environment with Windows NT operating system, and this is your new environment Windows 2022. So here you need to create the trust manually. Okay, and trust relationships are created between Microsoft and non-Microsoft environment as well. So this is your, let us say, Linux environment, and this is your Microsoft environment. So here also you need to create the manual trust between Microsoft and non-Microsoft environment. It is not created automatically. And guys, there are two trust categories. One trust category is called as transitive trust. The other one is called as non-transitive trust. So before moving forward, guys, just let me know if you have any doubt. So there are two trust categories. One is transitive trust. The other one is non-transitive trust. Let us try to understand the difference between transitive and non-transitive trust. So guys, we have three domains here. Let us say domain A, domain B, and domain C. So transitive trust, they are created automatically. So let us see how it is created automatically. Domain A trusts B. So domain A is trusting B and this B is trusting C. So A will automatically trust C. This is the meaning of transitive trust. A is trusting B, B is trusting C, A will trust C automatically. So in our topology, this is our topology, guys. In our topology, ms.com trusts mysql.com. mysql.com trusts sales.mysql.com. So ms.com will trust sales.mysql.com automatically. So mysql.com trusts sales.mysql.com, then ms.com will trust sales.mysql.com automatically. This is the meaning of transitive trust. Let us try to understand the non-transitive trust. So non-transitive trusts are not automatic. If domain A trusts B, B trusts C, A will not trust automatically. Okay. If you want, you can create the manual trust, but it will not automatically trust the indirect domain. So we can create the manual trust between A and C if required. So an example of non-transitive trust, such as trust between a domain in one forest and a domain in another forest. So we have two forests here. Okay. And here they don't trust each other. Let us say this mysql.com is trusting ms.com. ms.com is trusting ibm.com. mysql.com will not trust ibm.com. Okay, it is called as non-transitive trust. So guys, trust is having directions as well. There are three trust directions. One is one-way incoming trust. The other one is one-way outgoing trust. The third one is two-way trust. Let us try to understand the difference between these three directions. Let us try to understand one-way incoming trust. One-way incoming trust means if ms.com trust one-way incoming with IBM, it is trusting one-way incoming, which means the ms.com users can access the resources of IBM. So whatever the users of ms.com are there, they can use the resources of ibm.com. Incoming means it is taking the services of the ibm.com. ms.com is taking the services, which means it can access all the resources. So services are coming here, that is why it is called as incoming. So ms.com users can access the resources of ibm.com, but ibm.com users can't access the resources of ms.com. It is one way incoming. Services will come from IBM to ms.com, but IBM.com will not provide the resources to ms.com will not provide the resources to IBM.com. It is only one way. Let us try to understand. So here services are coming from IBM. That is why it is called as incoming. And we have one more direction which is called as one-way outgoing trust. If ms.com trust one-way outgoing with ibm.com, what is the meaning? ms.com users can't access the resources of ibm.com. Outgoing means it will provide the services to ibm.com. ibm.com can access the resources of ms.com. Services are outgoing to ibm.com, but ibm.com users can access the resources of ms.com. So ms.com can't access the resources of IBM, and IBM users can access the resources of ms.com. This is the meaning. Fusion.
No, sir.
So what is one-way incoming trust? Guys, what is one-way incoming trust?
So if I want to resources of the one domain, but we don't allow to other domain to access our resources.
Very good. Now, let us see the one-way outgoing trust. So if ms.com trust one-way outgoing with ms.com, it is outgoing and it is one-way. Let us say IBM.com is doing the project in ms.com. So the users of IBM.com I1, I2, and I3, they should access the resources. Then only they can do the project, right? They should have the access to the servers. They should have the access to the client machines. So in this case, what you will do, you will give the resources to the other company. Outgoing, you are giving the resources to the other company. That is why it is called as outgoing one way. But this U1, user 1, user 2, user 3 of ms.com can't log on to the computers of IBM.com because it is we are providing the resources to the other company. We are not allowing our users to access the other resources. Okay. So ms.com users can't access the resources of IBM.com. IBM.com users can access the resources of ms.com. Okay, so here the services are outgoing to IBM.com. And we have two-way trust. What is this two-way trust? If ms.com trust two-way with IBM, ms.com users can access the resources of IBM.com, and IBM.com users can access the resources of ms.com. Let us say ms.com has acquired IBM.com. It is a one company now. So in this scenario, what you will do, you will give two-way trust. So this user 1, user 2, user 3 can log on to any computer of IBM.com, and I1, I2, I3. These users can log on to any computer of ms.com. Now it is a one company and they can have two-way trust. So services are incoming and outgoing. And we have trust types as well. There are 5 types of trust. One is default trust. The other one is shortcut trust. The third one is external trust. The fourth one is forest trust. And the fifth one is real-time trust. We will discuss about these 5 types of trusts one by one. First, we'll see the default trust. So this default trust is two-way trust and it is intra-forest trust. Okay, default trust, let us try to understand what is the meaning. So as we have discussed, it is a two-way trust and it is transitive trust. Two-way transitive. Guys, what is the meaning of transitive? Transitive trust?
Manually, I think it to be trust.
No. Transitive means automatic. You have
Okay.
3 domains, A, B, and C. A trust B, B trust C. So A will trust C automatically. This is the meaning of transitive. And we can, it is a two-way, okay? So incoming and outgoing as well. So default trust is a two-way trust and it is created between all the domains in the same forest. So this default trust is created with all the domains in the same forest and it is created automatically when you join the domain. So this trust. This default trust is created between all the domains in the same forest automatically, which means users from any domain okay guys. So default trust means users from any domain can log in from any domain in the same forest because it is transitive. So let us try to understand with this example. So sales users, so here we have the sales users. So let us say S1, S2, S3 can log in Azure client. So we have some computers here in Azure domain. These users can log on to these computers. Okay, it is in different domain. It is a different domain, but they are the part of same forest. So they will go to this computer and they will type the username @sales.mysql.com. So when they enter this username and password, the request will, so it will check the username and password with this domain. So how it will check it? It will send the request to mcsc.mysql.com. mysql.com will send the request to ms.com. ms.com will send the request to mysql.com. mysql.com will send the request to sales.mysql.com to check whether this user is available or not. If it is available, it will say that it is available to mysql.com. mysql.com will confirm the user to ms.com. ms.com will confirm the request to mcsc.ms.com. mcsc.ms.com will confirm the request with azure.mcsc.com. Then this domain will allow this user to access the computer, log on to this computer. So it will take time. You can see it has to go to MCSC, then MS, then MySQL, then sales. Then sales will confirm to MySQL. MySQL will confirm to MS. MS will confirm to MCSC. MCSC will confirm to Azure. So it will take time, but allow it will allow the other domain users to log in the same forest automatically, because the trust is automatic with default trust. Then guys, we have a shortcut trust, the second trust. So this shortcut trust is also, it can be one-way or two-way trust. It speeds up the inter-domain authentication traffic. So what you will do, you will create the shortcut trust between Azure and sales. Okay, so let us say S1 wants to access the computer of this Azure. It will enter the username s1@sales.mysql.com. So it will forward the request directly to sales.ms.com because we have created the shortcut trust between sales and Azure. So it speeds up the inter-domain authentication traffic. Then we have external trust. An external trust is a trust between domains in different forests. So we have two forests here. Okay, forest 1, forest 2. Under this forest 1, we have ms.com. Under this forest 2, we have ibm.com. And we want to make the trust. So ms.com is having one subdomain, mcc.ms.com. IBM is having one subdomain called sales.ibm.com. If you want to make the trust between these two subdomains, you will create the external trust. External trust between domains of different forests. So it is a mcsc.ms.com domain, sales.ibm.com domain. And it is one-way non-transitive trust. And external trusts are non-transitive, as we have discussed. What is the meaning of non-transitive? Let us try to understand. So mcsc.ms.com trust sales.ibm.com. We have created the trust. So these two domains are trusting each other. And sales.ibm.com trust ibm.com. So this trust, it is automatic trust between these IBM and sales.ibm.com. But mcsc.ms.com will not trust ibm.com. It is non-transitive trust. This is the meaning of non-transitive trust. Okay. We can configure the external trust to connect the older environment like Windows 2000 server and Windows NT domains as well. And we can configure the external trust between two subdomains. So we have two subdomains here. mcsc.ms.com is the subdomain of ms.com. sales.ibm.com is the subdomain of ibm.com. So these are the two subdomains. So we can create the external trust between these two subdomains, and we can create the external trust between subdomain and parent domain as well. So it can be between two subdomains, subdomain and parent domain, but not between parent domains. So external trust, it can't be between two parent domains. So if you want to connect two parent domains, we have a different trust. So it can't be a between two forest domains, you can say. So let us see the forest trust. So this forest trust is a trust between root domains. So these are the two root domains, ms.com and ibm.com. If you want to make the trust between these two domains, then you will configure the forest trust. It is also called as forest to forest trust. And guys, this forest trust, it is one way or two way and transitive trust. So it can be one way or two way, it is up to us. And it is a transitive trust. So, and it is supported from Windows Server 2003. And we have real-time trust. So what is this real-time trust? It is a trust between Windows and non-Windows environment. So here in this example, we have Windows environment here. And here we have Linux environment, non-Windows environment. If you want to make the trust between non-Windows environment and Windows environment, we need to create the real-time trust. So a real-time trust is a trust between Windows and non-Windows domain, and it can be one way or two way trust, and it is a non-transitive trust. Okay, non-transitive trust means here Azure is trusting MCTS. Okay, and Azure is trusting mcsc.ms.com as well. So this MCTS will not trust mcsc.ms.com automatically. It is called as non-transitive trust. So guys, any doubt? Any confusion? Do not hesitate to ask any doubt. Even if it is a small doubt, you can ask me. Guys, please confirm if you have any doubt or not.
No doubt, sir.
No.
Okay. Now guys, we'll do this lab. We'll configure the external trust. So this is our scenario. Let us say we have two domains, ms.com and ibm.com, and create the forest to forest trust between. So these are the two different forests. It is forest 1 and it is forest 2. And we want to create the trust between these two forests. So we will create the forest to forest trust. And the IP addresses of this domain controller of ms.com is 10.0.0.1 and preferred DNS is 10.0.0.1 and ibm.com IP address is 10.0.0.50 and the preferred DNS is the same 10.0.0.50, but ADNS of this ibm.com will be 10.0.0.1 and ADNS of this ms.com will be 10.0.0.5. The connectivity should be there and the ADNS The ms.com ADNS will be the IP address of IBM, and IBM ADNS will be the IP address of the ms.com domain controller. So trust will be created one domain, and to connect the different network we use the router. So guys, in our network we are using in our lab we are going to configure the same network, which is 10.0.0.0, but in real networks IBM will have the different network, ms.com will have the different network. So to make the communication between these two different networks, we use which device, guys? If you want to make the communication between two different devices, which device we need?
Router.
Pardon?
Router.
We need a router. So in real networks, you will have the router. To connect the different networks, you use a router. Okay. And you will take the help of network engineer there. So guys, let us have these two servers first, ibm.com and ms.com. So I have already created one virtual machine. I have already installed the Windows operating system on that virtual machine. Okay, let me open that virtual machine. This is our folder, and I have already created one virtual machine here, server 5, ibm.com. So guys, operating system is installed. Let me power on this machine. So let us provide the password. Operating system is installed only, and we need to install the tools, and we need to join and we need to, it is the new domain. Okay, so we need to create the new domain here, ibm.com. Okay, we'll do this lab and conclude the class. So it will take around half an hour, guys. Meantime, Meantime, we'll power on this client as well. So I have created one more virtual machine. I have installed the Windows 10 operating system, and it is the IBM client. You'll install the tools. Or guys, let me make these two machines ready and we'll do the lab tomorrow. Okay. You know how to create the domain controller, or you want me to show you? What say, guys?
Up to you, sir.
Okay. You want to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us configure the tools first. Okay, we'll go to this PC. Okay, so this is a problem without this VM tools. Or set up the icons. Right click on start, settings, personalization. We'll select the themes. desktop icon settings. Then we'll go to this PC. And we'll install the VMware tools. So meantime, we'll change the computer name. Server 05. Next. So we'll start it later. Let the tools to be installed. We'll click finish. Restart the server. So we'll install the Active Directory. So guys, how to install the Active Directory services, ADDS? Hello. Guys, how to install the ADDS? Where should we go?
Go to server manager, add roles and features.
Very good. Server manager is there. Then we have add rules and features. Then we'll click next. Next. And we need to change the IP address. Okay, this is not the correct IP address. So we'll go back and see pa.cpl. We'll go to the network adapter. Properties. The IP address we have decided 10.0.0.50 10.0. Sorry. So if you are in a different network, you need to provide the gateway here. If you are using the router. In our lab, we don't need the gateway. 10.0.0. What should be the PDNS?
19.
Pardon?
1.
PDNS 50. Same as IP address. And ADNS What should be the ADNS?
10.10, sir.
IP address of this ms.com domain, correct? Why 10?
Because that's we are linking both.
10.0.0.1 is the IP address of this ms.com, correct? So then we'll close it. We'll cancel it. We'll cancel this as well. Now let us add the roles and features. Next. Still, it is having the old IP address. Add roles and features. It is collecting the information, the latest information now. It should get the latest IP address as well. We'll click next. Next. You can see the IP address is 10.0.0.50. Then we'll click next. And which option we need to select here?
So second one, sir.
Active
option.
directory domain service.
Active Directory Domain Services. Add features. We'll click next. 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 Then we'll install it. So let the service to be installed. So we need the client as well. So let us set up the client as well. So the operating system is installed. We need to install the VM27, change the host name, change the PC name. So installation succeeded. You close it. And what should be our next step?
Add domain.
Pardon?
Need to add domain.
We will promote the
Immerse.
Yeah. So ADDS is installed. We need to promote it to domain controller. So promote this servers to a server to a domain controller. And we are creating a new forest here, ibm.com. Then we'll click next. Okay, so here it has selected the function level 2016. So we'll go with the default setting and we'll create the DSRM password. We'll click next. So it will install DNS. Then we'll click next. Under. So NetBIOS domain name is IBM. We'll click next. Next. It is verifying the prerequisites to install the domain controller. So if you see here, prerequisite checks passed successfully. So we can install the domain controller. So it is installing DNS now. Let us see here on the client machine. Click yes. Skip. It is restarting the server now. We are setting this computer for an organization, not for home. Click next. Join the domain. Rename. Awesome. Anything. Hyderabad. Your nickname is Asif. We'll accept. We'll log on to this server. Wait for few seconds. So if you see, Active Directory services are there, and if you go to command prompt, net accounts, this is your primary server, and if you want to verify the domain, right click this PC, properties, then we'll go to advanced system settings, computer name, and you can see it is ibm.com. It is a separate forest, and this is our IBM client. Only the operating system is installed. We need to install the tools as well, VMware tools. Personalization, themes, desktop icon settings. Select the icons. Then we'll go to this PC. Let us first install the tools. Then we'll change the name. So it is preparing to install the VMware tools. We'll change the host name. And let us configure the IP address. Te- 10.0.0.51, and the preferred DNS will be 10.0.0.50, and alternate DNS you can give 10.0.0.1. You click OK, and we'll restart this PC. Restart is pending. We have changed the host name and we have configured we have installed the tools as well. Let us log on to this IBM client. And we'll join this PC to ibm.com domain. So right click this PC, then you will go to properties. Then you will go to advanced system settings. Under this computer name, you will go to change. It is in work group by default, and we'll select this domain bm.com. We'll provide the administrator username and password of ibm.com. So it has joined the ibm.com. So guys, this is our environment. We have ms.com, we have ibm.com, and we need to create the trust, forest to forest trust between these two domains. So we'll see this lab tomorrow. Okay, so please let me know if you have any doubt in today's class.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. So see you tomorrow. Take care.